Hello, guys, and welcome back to Between the Ropes TV. Now, I'm on my own tonight, but that's not going to stop us because we've probably just seen Sky Sports and Boxers. I'd say one of their best cards, certainly one of their best non-pay-per-view cards since this partnership started last year. And we'll get straight into it. So, main event, Richard Riakporhe. He has just destroyed Fabio Turchi in the second round of their Cruiserweight World Title Eliminator. And I think it's fair to say, we were expecting a Riakporhe win, but probably not this dominant. I think it's fair to say because Turchi, he's a quality operator, former European champion, never been stopped. We talked about his sole loss being to Tommy McCarthy, and I think everybody probably thought that he'd give Riakporhe a bit of a test, give him some rounds, but no, that dynamite power from Richard Riakporhe has produced a second round stoppage. It came with a body shot. And to be fair, Turchi, he was in agony, clearly. You know, then the towel came in. There's no other way to describe it. There was no chance of him really getting up, but the towel came in. And, now you're looking for Riakporhe. It's what's next, isn't it? Because we talked about it a little bit in our preview, and it was a case of where do you go to keep him sort of away from world title level, but to give him those couple more fights. But at 32 years of age and after a performance like that, for me, it's world title time. It has to be, doesn't it? There's some huge fights at cruiserweight. I'd still love to see him in with Billum Smith or Jack Massey. We talked about that. European champion, IBO world champion. I'd love to see either of those fights, rematches as well. But the confidence oozing out of Richard Riakporhe on a performance like that. I mean, he talked post fight about going and doing some pad work because he didn't really feel like he got into the fight, didn't get his rounds in, and that I love hearing that from professionals because it shows the real desire. Like it's not just about the stoppage win. They want to work on their craft and develop. So massive, massive respect to Richard Riakporhe after a performance like that. And I think we talked about him possibly being Sky's biggest star, and I think he cemented that tonight, to be totally honest. We'll move on slightly because speaking of stars to the Sky Boxer partnership, they have announced a long-term deal with Joseph Parker, the New Zealand heavyweight. Obviously, we all know him, former WBO world champion, lost to Anthony Joshua, has lost also to Dylan White. But, coming off the back of a very, very impressive performance against Derek Chisora in their rematch in December, we're supposed to fight Joe Joyce. That's obviously not happening now, you would assume. But there's going to be some big fights. Ben Shalom, when he announced it, he said, we've been focused on signing the Olympians and the futures of the sport. Now we need to sign a headline act. And in fairness, Joseph Parker, for me, is a headline act. The one question mark you'd have to say, he's been with Eddie Hearn, DAZN, obviously in Sky previously for a little while now. So you can understand the Sky connection. He'll know Adam Smith and the guys at Sky, so I can understand that. But for me, he always comes across a very, very likable guy, and he performs. Particularly under Andy Lee, he's really developed. So a bit of a strange one for me that DAZN and Matchroom haven't done a little bit more to keep him, but Eddie has talked about, Ben Shalom and Boxer overpaying. So, fair play to Joseph Parker if that is the case and it's just an offer he couldn't refuse. Bit of a shame we won't get to see the Joyce fight, or at least I don't think we will. The obvious fight, I think, would possibly be if Hughie Fury comes through on July the 2nd against Michael Hunter. I know that's a WBA eliminator, but obviously we've also got Daniel Dubois, Trevor Bryan winner as the supposed mandatory. So there could be a queue. And let's be fair, a Hughie Fury, Joseph Parker rematch was a decent fight the first time, very close, would sell tickets. So maybe we'll see that. Another option, it's quite common knowledge, Dylan White's a free agent. Maybe we see that rematch on Sky. It's a box office fight, certainly. Moving down the card, Lauren Price, Olympic gold medalist, made a pro debut tonight. 6-round decision win. I'm not even going to attempt to say the opponent's name, but no, very impressed with Lauren Price tonight, and very impressed with her again post-fight. She's keen to be back out fast. She wants that activity. And, we've talked about on this channel there being a potential lack of depth within women's boxing. So I'm backing Lauren Price to go far, and she'll have a great career ahead of her, no doubt. Zach Chelli beat Jermaine Brown. Now, in our preview, we labelled this English super middleweight title fight as one to look out for. I think it delivered. It wasn't a bad fight. Chelli got the win. He'll move on to bigger things now. It's his first professional title, so massive respect and shout out to Zach Chelli. The next fight, Vidal Riley, explosive knockout win over Joan Valau. 51 seconds in. Now, again, Vidal is a bit of a YouTuber, but the guy can fight. So, he's got a future ahead of him on the Sky platform, haven't he? They will cash in on the following that he's got from his other endeavours, should we say. And then the other one, Chris Congo, in against Sebastian Formella. A lot was talked about this being a step up for Congo. And, this week, Chris Congo's talked about this being, Conor Benn's doing this, or, he's not going to fight Conor Benn, let's be honest. But with the unanimous decision win that he has got himself tonight, I think for me, Florian Marku is the obvious fight. It was talked about after their both previous fights. And I'd like to see Congo Marku. I think it's a good fight that really, for me, the winner goes on to fringe world level, possibly, you never know, with the money machine at Sky and Boxer behind them. They could even get a voluntary defense of a world title when we get a clearer picture in the welterweight division. But that's a fight for me that I want to see. We'll wrap it up there, guys. As always, let us know in the comment section what you guys think. Is Riakporhe ready for his world title fight now, or does he actually need an opponent that can give him some rounds if there's somebody out there that's not a world champion? Let us know on the rest of it. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one.